Hey everybody, what's up? This Devin LaVore coming at you, and me and Michelle have been up, man, talking like crazy. The Lord has been just moving on us, man, for the last hour and a half, sharing with us all kinds of cool stuff. And she's gone to bed, and she was too tired, but I really felt like the Lord wanted me to share this word because I just didn't feel like it could wait till tomorrow. And so the gist of what we were talking about was the garden of God and how the Lord wants us to walk in this level of delight in Him and Him delighting in us and that relationship and the whole abide in me, that type of thing. And I just felt like the Lord was saying, like, too many times as believers, we come and visit the garden and we have these amazing experiences with the Lord and we're walking in intimacy with the Lord, and then it fades and then we go back to our out of the garden desert lifestyle, survival. Oh God, provide, send a raven type of thing, right? Now, what do I mean by that spiritually? Well, this is how we do spiritually. We have these great moments with God, and then we're getting prophetic words from this person and that person and this person and that person and this person and that person. And then it's like we get to a place where it's just like, oh, that word was so awesome. That church service was so awesome. This thing that we did, this revival meeting thing it was so awesome. Yay. Oh, but then now I got to go back home to my desert lifestyle. And God's saying, no, you don't. First off, every person that prophesies is just someone who's walking in the garden with me to begin with, right? But I felt like the Lord was saying, like, even with me and Michelle, He was like, I want you to live here. Because even we tend to be like, okay, well, we're having these moments with the Lord throughout the day, and they're amazing, crazy moments. But then sometimes our day seems kind of mundane because, you know, we got kids stuff, and we have to cook, we have to clean, we have to keep house, we have to, you know, we have to do all these things. And then it's like we have to get back into the presence of the Lord. And it's like, nope, you don't. I've been here the whole time. While you were putting the silverware in the dishwasher, I was right there with you, you know. And I just felt like the Lord was saying, you guys have been through so much lately, and that I want you to come to, I'm inviting you to this level of intimacy with me where you live in these places. You live in this place of revelation and understanding that you already have. You're already literally walking in it, but a lot of times you don't feel it, therefore you don't think you're there. And I'm here to tell you, you are there. And you know better. A lot of times, you know, my grandma used to say, you know better. But nowadays we've reduced it to, do you feel better? Oh, do you feel better? I hope that encouraged you. Do you feel better? And it's like our feelings will deceive us, you know? And the Lord's like, I want you to walk with me in this place of intimacy that is, it's like you already know about it. Now I just want you to live there. I don't want you to come and visit. I want you to live there, and I want you to understand and know that you literally are already living there. You're there already. It's just you can't be depending on a feeling or someone else to give you a prophetic word or this, that, the other thing, which is why the Lord took us out of that whole training wheels thing. He was like, all right, training wheels are off. And man, it's been like we don't listen to prophetic words nearly as much as we did during that season of time of our lives, and we were just listening to everything that everyone had to say because it was fun. But then it was getting to this place where it was just like, okay, we're kind of dependent on this now, and that's not a good place. And so God was like, yeah, let's remove the training wheels. And so, and I felt like, now this is the key part. I felt like God said to us, it's like, listen, just as I gave you Isaiah, which is my son, who's 4.5 months old right now, before he came into your life, I gave him to you, and I told you that this child was going to be a sign of what I'm going to birth into your life. And he came into our lives, man, and his growth has been so accelerated. It is unbelievable. I could make a whole video on how he really truly is a sign of what God's going to do. And so the Lord said, because of this intimacy that I want you to walk in, that I want you to understand that you already walk in, I'm going to give you a physical sign of what I'm talking about. That is why the breakthrough has to happen. That is why it doesn't matter what you do or don't do to get into the breakthrough. It's like God wants to do it. He's going to do it for his name's sake, because he wants to show us who he is. He wants to give us a physical representation of what it means to walk in the garden with him, in relationship with him. So I believe that's what God was saying to me and my wife. Like, that's why I'm going to bless you the way I'm going to bless you, so that you have a physical sign. It wasn't enough for Jesus to be resurrected and then take off to heaven right away. He could have done that technically, right? He could have come out of the tomb, and you just need to believe what he said, right? No, he knows better. He's God. He's smart. He understands the human heart. And I know that rhymed, but but the Lord is like, I want you to come and see me. I want to demonstrate not just my ministry stuff I've done for you and how I've shown the Father, I've glorified the Father for 3.5 years, but I want you to see the finishing touches. I want you to see the finished work. I want you to see the totality of all that I have done. I want you to touch my resurrected body. I want you to feel it. I want you to touch it. I want you to perceive it. I want you to understand that everything that I have said, you know, with Jesus talking to his disciples, everything that I have said in relationship with you, all the things that you didn't understand, here, touch me. You understand now, don't you? I told you I was going to be crucified by the religious leaders. I told you they would kill me. I told you that I would be gone for 3 days. I told you that I would be resurrected. Everything I told you is true, and I want you to touch it and see with your own hands. I want us to sit and hang out like we always have, and I want you to take some time to process what has just happened, and I want you to see that what I have told you is true. And so that is why it is so important that this third and final story, the manifestation story, the physical representation of the birth of the promise being put in our hands, is so important. It's like the capstone of all of it. Because if you don't get that, then I think the heart story will decay. I think the spiritual story and the things that we've birthed in the spirit and the things that we've partnered with God, it will just fizzle. Because it will be the equivalent of like just Jesus resurrecting from the dead and shooting straight off to heaven from the tomb. It's like, no, he wants to manifest his presence to us. He wants to manifest his love to us. And he's going to give you the desire of your heart, whatever it is you're believing for, so that can be a perpetual sign to you of like, what has God done? This is so beyond me. This is so crazy, because that's what the disciples did. They visited with Jesus in his garden, in the garden of Jesus ministry, for a long time. Then he died. And then even Peter even went back to fishing. So he went back to their lifestyles. They all just were confused and confounded. They went back to what they knew. You see? And a lot of times that's what we do. We go back to what we know. And the Lord's saying, no, don't go back to what you know. Stay with who you know. That's me. And to show you what I'm talking about, I am going to give you the desire of your heart as a sign of what I want to do in your life. The kind of relationship I want us to walk in every single day. So it'll be a constant reminder that like, oh yes, I have access to God right now. I'm in relationship with God right now. And I don't have to go back to this old religious paradigm mindset of whatever it is, penance and, captivity church culture. God is going to give you the desire of your heart as a sign of the level of relationship that he wants you to continually begin and continue to walk with him in. Okay? So I just had to get that word out. I hope it blessed you guys. And Michelle will definitely be with me on the next video, I hope. And until next time, guys, I will see you later.